Awesome. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. So happy to see you. My name is Kat. Just a heads up, I got my wisdom teeth out and they're still bothering me. So I'm not going to do any of the inversions like the down dogs or any place where my head is below my heart, but I will call them for you and we'll have a great practice together. It will truly be a gentle yoga practice. So let's begin today in child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, spread your knees out wide, and melt your chest toward the ground. Resting your forehead on the mat. Begin to settle in here. Breathing deeply, big belly breaths. Closing your eyes, maybe massaging out your forehead. Sink your hips a little closer to your heels. In this moment of starting class, begin to really arrive on your mat. Maybe you came with some different thoughts of what you're going to do later, what happened last night. Just let them go for now. For these next 45 minutes, this is your safe space, your practice. So bring your attention here, to your mind, to your body, to your mat. When you feel ready to move on, come to have a seat at the top or middle of your mat, wherever feels good for you. You can sit crisscross applesauce. I'm going to sit on my feet just to start out. And let's take a few light head rolls. So first, we're just going to bring our chin to our chest. And then maybe move to the left ear down to left shoulder. And then move back, looking up to the ceiling, down to the right ear to right shoulder. And take a few slow rotations in this counterclockwise direction. Very slow, and maybe linger in any space that feels a little more tense than others. For me, that's when my chin is in my chest. Just beginning to release some upper body tension. And try the other way. Go clockwise this time. Breathing deeply. Maybe your eyes are still closed as you're doing this. So glad to see some of you on video. When you're ready, meet me head over shoulders at the center. Let's take some shoulder shrugs. Bring your shoulders up to your ears as high as they can go, and then relax them back and down. And take these big circular rotations, up, back, down, up, back, down. Ooh, I'm already sweating. Can you believe that? Nice. Go the opposite direction. So maybe go up, forward, down, up, forward, down. Really releasing that, a lot of upper body tension stored right here. Nice. From here, let's try some seated cat-cows. So inhale, puff up your chest, send your shoulders behind you, look up, chin up. Exhale, round forward, shoulders in, round your spine. Inhale, up, puff it out. Exhale, round, hunch it forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, round. Beautiful. Option to add your neck into this like Gary's doing. Looks great. We're here for 4. Getting deep into our spine and our core for 3, 2, and 1. Interlace your fingers behind your back and puff up your chest, removing your hands as far away as they can go from your shoulders. Maybe look up, catch a slight back bend. See how the sensation moves from your shoulders all the way down your triceps, maybe all the way down to your hands. Breathe into this. It's a really intense heart opener. It feels really good. Nice. Release, shake it out. We're going to try that, but in mountain pose. Reach your arms up, then interlace your fingers and just send them up towards the ceiling. See how that feels. And maybe take a slight bend to the right. See how that adds an awesome left side oblique stretch. And then take it to the left. Keeping the shoulders back in line with your ears, just slowly opening up our upper body. Do that once more. Take it to the right. See how you might be a little more open than the first time. And then take it to the left. Beautiful. One more. And then release your hands. Drop your right arm down. Grab the right elbow with your left hand and pull ever so slightly for a wonderful tricep stretch. You want to feel the sensation in your tricep, not too intensely, but enough to feel good. And switch it out. Grab the left elbow with the right arm. Triceps are also underloved a little bit. I think we strengthen them, but not stretch them enough. And then shake out your hands, cow facing pose. So bring your arms above your head, drop the right hand down, and with your left hand, loop it around behind your back and grab the right hand. If you can't make hand connection, grab onto your shirt, or this is an awesome chance to use a strap. So that's why we opened up our triceps a little just now, so we can make this connection a little more easy. And then switch it out. Left arm reaches up and back, right arm reaches down and up. Grab the hand connection. See how this one will feel a little different than the other side. You might be able to make connection on one side and not the other. And that's okay. I was saying in my last class, we say we get balanced in yoga, and we totally do, but our bodies are inherently unbalanced. So taking adjustments as needed is really important. And then release it out. Let's take some twists. Bring your right arm behind you. Use your left hand to push away from your right knee. Maybe gaze behind your right shoulder or towards your right shoulder. And sit up nice and tall, shoulders over hips. Don't dump into the right hand. Breathing deeply on these twists. Twisting a little deeper now that we're a little more flexible. Maybe moving the right hand to the right a little to add a little more grip. And then switch it out. Swing your arms so the right hand meets your left knee, left hand behind you. Breathing deeply. I love these twists. We need to twist our body a lot more often than we probably do. Nice. One more inch here. Sit up nice and tall. Beautiful. And then let it go. If you're sitting like me, or even if you're not sitting like me, sit like me and try the curl toes underneath you. So curl your toes underneath your butt to get an added toe stretch. Again, toes are something that we rarely stretch out. We're going to stay here for the next few movements. Option to come out of it whenever it gets to be too intense. Let's try some side bends here. So drop your right arm down, reach your left arm up, sweep it up. Reach it up and then to the right. Feel this amazing left side oblique stretch, keeping the left shoulder back in line with the left ear. Breathing deeply. I feel this all the way from my hip to my oblique, to my armpit, to my elbow, to my hand, shooting one line of energy. And switch it out. Left arm drops, right arm reaches up like you're painting the sky. Nice. In these bends, you want to reach up first rather than to the left or right. It's not about how bendy we can get, but how much of a sensation you can feel in your right side body. Nice. Inhale back up to center, mountain pose from the waist up. Use your right hand to grab your left wrist and twist gently or bend gently to the left. We're doing a lot of side bends today. Breathing. And then switch it out using your left hand to grab your right wrist. I'm coming off of my toes. That was enough of the toe stretching for today. And then release your hands, maybe shake them out. We did a whole bunch of light upper body work. And then bring your hands to your knees or your thighs and close your eyes ever so gently or find a light gaze. Make sure you're in the right position. What does that look like? Shoulders down, relaxing your facial muscles, slightly engaging your core to maintain an erect spine. We're going to do a little bit of the 3-part breathing just to get us really centered on our practice today. So just as a reminder, that means with every inhale and every exhale, we spend 3 seconds in our lower belly, 3 seconds in our middle belly, kind of where our ribs are, and 3 seconds in our upper chest, kind of where your collarbone is. So let's empty any stale air out of our breath now and prepare for the inhale. 3 from the bottom, 3, 2, 1. 3 from the middle, inhale, 3, 2, 1. 3 from the upper, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. Begin the exhale from the upper for 3, 2, 1. Middle ribs, 3, 2, 1. Lower belly, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. Prepare the inhale at the lower for 3, 2, 1. Middle for 3, 2, 1. Upper chest, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale from the chest for 3, 2, 1. Middle belly, 3, 2, 1. Lower, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. And take your next one on your own time. Let's stay silent. Take your own space here. And when you're done, just come back to normal breathing. That's our Ujjayi breath, keeping your lips sealed, just breathing from the nose to heat up our body. Nice. Great. From here, let's move on to tabletop pretty quickly. Just take some few cat-cows here, inhaling up, exhaling, rounding. Just take it nice and slow, nice and easy and light, keeping things smooth and connected, opening up your core and your spine. Once this starts to feel open, press back into downward facing dog. However you want to get there is totally fine with me. As I said at the beginning of class, I'm not going to do the down dogs because of my wisdom teeth. I didn't want to avoid any additional blood rushing to my head. But downward facing dog, rounding your triceps in, sending your hips up and back, pedal out your feet. See how it feels to send one heel low, one heel high, breathing nice and deep. Shaking out your head, nodding it yes, shaking it no, and nodding it yes again to end on a positive note. The first down dog of class is always a little challenging. Sometimes we need to come out of it. Sometimes we notice how tight our hamstrings are, but just know that it will get easier from here. Find stillness if you didn't find it already. And take one big breath here in downward facing dog all together. Inhale through your nose. Feel the inhale go through your spine, your upper back. And exhale, send it out. Feel it in your belly. From there, slowly walk your feet to your hands at the top of the mat, hips distance apart for forward fold. So again, I'm not going to do it, but forward fold over your legs. Take a generous bend in your knees and release your whole upper body over your lower body, maybe rocking left and right like a ragdoll. This is actually called Ragdoll Pose. So when you take the hand to elbow grip, which maybe one of you is doing, that looks great. This is Ragdoll Pose, just kind of saying hello to your lower spine, your lower back, maybe your hamstrings. If you don't feel anything in your hamstrings, begin to straighten the knees. If you're feeling too much, bend the knees. So many beautiful options here. If you took the hand to elbow grip, switch it out to add balance. Sometimes we always take the same hand to elbow grip. It's so random. I put my, anyway, it's good to find little places to add balance, even if they're small as a hand grip. Find stillness if you didn't already. Release your hands to the mat, toe heel your feet together to touch or close to touch. And on one big long inhale, slowly rise to stand, stacking one vertebrae at a time. All the way up to mountain pose, lifting your head, lifting your arms. Your shoulders stay down, triceps fired in. Breathing here. Get nice and strong. Release your thighs off of your knees. Maybe even create a bigger arch with your feet by cupping your toes a little bit, engaging your core, engaging your glutes, reaching nice and high. Inhale, catch a back bend, send your hips forward, look up, chest towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, bring your hands through heart center like prayer pose and send it all the way down. Bending your knees, relaxing your lower spine again. And then on one big inhale, we're rising up again to stand to mountain. We're gonna do a few of these. All the way to mountain and then catch the back bend. It's a really big, long, juicy inhale. And then on your big exhale, slowly hinge forward, hands to heart center, forward fold. So take a few of these rotations from forward fold to mountain to back bend, back to mountain, back to forward fold on your own time. The goal here is to find connection, find a rhythm, a pace that feels good for your body. You want this to feel smooth. So it really doesn't matter how low you go in the forward fold, as long as when you open up into mountain, you're welcoming the day, spreading your arms out nice and tall. Let's take one more of these. And then when you're ready, meet me in mountain pose. Nice. Mountain pose, inhaling your arms nice and high. From here, grab your opposite elbow, so hand to elbow pose, and bend to the right. So we're doing a whole bunch of these weird bends with random arm positions just to see how they feel differently. And then bend to the left. Again, engaging the core, keeping your shoulders back, elbows in line with shoulders to add a shoulder stretch. And then switch out the hand grip. Put one arm on top that was on the bottom before and take it again, bend to the right. And then bend to the left. Nice. And then shake out your arms, maybe dance around a minute. Eagle arms now. So I'm bringing my right arm below my left. Nice dancing, mom. And then from here, push your elbows up in line with your shoulders. And then you're creating an L with your arms. So hands in line with elbows, elbows in line with shoulders. We're still in mountain pose. Feel this I feel this best in my upper back. Really pushing away here. Nice. And then switch it out. Left arm underneath, or whichever one you took. Left arm underneath. Just opening up our upper back. Keeping your arms where they are. Slowly bend into your knees so we're in a chair pose with the eagle arms. This is a challenging posture because now we're adding a little bit of balance and part of our gaze is obstructed, which challenges the balance a little bit. But can you sit a little lower here? Engaging the core. So you want to avoid a duck butt. You just want a straight back. Beautiful. Breathing deeply. This is a hard one to hold. And then release your arms, keeping your lower body the same. Maybe shake it out again. A lot of arm work here. Then find a basket grip. Staying in chair, find a basket grip behind your back. Puff up your chest. Move your arms away from your lower back. And then on one big graceful movement, slowly begin to straighten your legs just slightly and dive your upper body forward. So we're in forward fold with this basket grip behind our heads. Breathing deeply. This is a really intense one. Adding the shoulders in is really challenging, but it's a lot of fun. Take note of places of extreme tension or that require a little more love. And then when you're ready, release your hands slowly with intention, diving them back down to meet the ground. Inhale up to halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins or thighs. Bring your shoulders behind your back. Inhale. Exhale, plant your palms on the mat, step your feet back into high plank. We won't hold it for long. And then slowly bend your elbows so you can lower your body all the way down to the mat, uncurling the toes, and then peeling up to Cobra Pose, using your palms to press your upper body, peel your upper body off the ground. Engage your glutes here. Engaging your glutes and back bends is probably one of the most important safety measures we can do in yoga. Otherwise, we dump a lot of excess stress on our lower back. Can you sit up a little taller here? If you want to sit up a little taller, you can move your palms a little closer to your body. First back bend of class. It feels extra yummy when we stay in it this long. Nice. And then slowly body roll your body back down to the ground, pressing up into high plank, and then pressing immediately down into downward facing dog, your second one of class. You should feel a little more open here, but take note of any places of tension, maybe pedaling out your dog, maybe sending your breath to that place. Sending your breath to a certain place in your body is a really good way to help relieve tension there. Nice. From here, inhale your right leg nice and high for three-legged dog. Exhale, plant the foot between the palms. Release your left knee down, uncurl the left toes, inhaling up to kneeling crescent. So beautiful options here. If you have left knee problems or you need a little more cushion, option to fold your mat over on and then bring your knee on top so you get double the layers. Option to bring in a blanket. So many beautiful choices here. I feel this a lot in my hips. If you need more, create a wider stance. So the shorter the stance this is, the more accessible, and the wider the stance, the maybe better stretch on your left hip. Knee over ankle, send the left hip forward, right hip back to really fire up the lower core. And the mountain arms always stay the same. Shoulders down, triceps and pinkies in. Nice. From here, let's move on to half splits. Slowly spill forward over your right leg, straightening that right knee, planting your palms either on the mat or on blocks, whatever is most accessible to you. The goal here is just to feel a right hamstring stretch. There are two kind of versions for hamstring stretches. One is to keep an erect back or a straight back. So my chest is pretty tall and I'm just hinging from my hips. The other option is to try to spill forward, melting your neck down, maybe creating a slight cat with my back. There is no right way to do it as long as you feel a right hamstring stretch. I like to call the straight back hamstring stretches just so it becomes less of a competition of how close I can get my nose to my leg. But anyway, there's so many beautiful options. And we're going to rotate now from half splits to kneeling crescents. So slowly bend, rebend into the right knee, sweeping your arms up. Inhale, catch a back bend on the kneeling crescent. Exhale, spill forward, straightening the right leg, lifting the right toes off the ground. Rebend and sweep up, nice big inhale. This is the vinyasa part of our class. Exhale, hinge forward, straightening the right leg, spilling forward. Inhale up. And again, you can take these on your own time. I'm just calling what works best for my breath, exhaling down. If any of these positions feel best to stay in, I welcome you to stay that. Take a variation, take whatever you need, but adding mobility to your practice is a really great way to add some flexibility, add some fun, add some cardio. So let's take one more of these and meet me in kneeling crescent whenever you're done. An option to ditch the ujjayi breath whenever you heat up. Inhale up to kneeling crescent. Exhale, drop your right hand down and reach up and then slightly right with your left hand. If your right hand doesn't make connection with the mat, that's totally okay. This is just a really extreme version of all those side bends that we've been working on. It's a really intense side bend. I love this one so much. Just a few seconds here. And then you're going to kind of windmill your arms down. Your left hand comes down, right arm comes up for a simple twist to the right side. moving that right shoulder back behind you to add the shoulder engagement. Breathing deeply. If this is really accessible to you and you want to add a thigh stretch, begin to bend into your left leg and reach back with your right arm and grab the left foot. If this isn't accessible, but you want to try it, option to bring in a strap, or option to just like hold your leg in that position. You don't need to reach back and grab it. But it's awesome to stretch out our thighs because they're, again, a part of our body that yoga doesn't always stretch out as much as we need. Breathing deeply here. I'm sweating now. If you made the hand to foot hold, release it now. Return back to simple twist. Take a big inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, lizard lunge. Plant your right hand down to the mat on the inside of your right leg. Toe heel your right toes to the top right corner of your mat to create an obtuse angle with the right leg. So many beautiful options here. You can splay your knee out nice and wide. You can hug it nice and tight in. You can come down onto your forearms, or you could stay up nice and tall. If you want added strength on your left leg, you can peel your left knee off the ground. Make this mobile, so play around with it, have fun. Maybe taking circles, maybe moving your knee left and right. This is such a juicy pose. It helps us get into our splits. It hits a lot of beautiful parts of our body that need a lot of help. And then come up onto your palms, drop the left knee down if it wasn't already in the neutral lizard. Toe heel your right foot back to center, so you're framing out your leg with your hands. Curl your left toes under and reach up, stand up into crescent lunge. Big transition here. Right knee in front, left leg behind you. We did this before, but kneeling version. So our right knee is a 9-degree bend. Again, so many versions of this posture too. If you want a more just standing posture, bend that back knee. If you want to fire up your back leg, begin to straighten it. If you can't straighten it, make your stance wider. The most extreme version is to come up all the way onto your left toes by making that as wide as you can. Breathing here. This is a challenging bit of the sequence, but we'll stay connected to our breath and get through it together. Inhale. Exhale, open up into warrior two. Tee out your arms, parallel your back foot to the short edge of your mat. So you're creating a T with your feet. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Send energy from one of your fingers all the way to the other. And track your right knee further right. So you want your right knee kind of in line with your baby toe to fire up your inner thigh. And you're also pressing your left hip back. So you're creating this dual action with your legs, moving the right hip right and the left hip back. Whew. Challenging posture. From here, let's move on to extended side angle. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, forward, then down. Lift your left arm nice and high. Option to take an elbow here on your knee. If you're looking for more of a side stretch, reach that right arm and left arm in front of you for an added side stretch. Keep rotating that left shoulder back. If you want added ab engagement, release the elbow stand and straighten out that right arm, sorry. But I'm going to keep my right arm on my knee or on my thigh because that's the gentle yoga version. Beautiful. And on one big inhale, sweep your arms up, tick-tock your clock all the way up to reverse warrior. So your right arm reaches nice and high. This time, left arm comes either to the back of your knee or your thigh, or just reaches down. Maintaining that 90-degree bend in your front leg. You should feel this in your right oblique this time. And I promise we'll get off of our right thigh. Just a few breaths here. Can you sink even lower, reach even higher? Inhale. Exhale, windmill your arms down, planting them around your right knee, and then step back into high plank, bending your arms nice and slow all the way down to your mat. Spread your legs as wide as your mat, and then peel up to seal pose. So the difference between cobra and seal is just your leg positioning. So in Cobra, our legs were zipped together, and in Seal, our legs are a little bit apart. Again, engaging your glutes here. I think it's easier to forget the glutes on the Seal pose, but it's critical. If you want more, bring your palms a little closer to your hips. Nice. Breathing deeply. Maybe even finding a light gaze. Holding Cobra, holding Seal is such a beautiful stretch. Sink into your mat. And when you're ready, slowly body roll down to the mat, planting your palms, preparing for high plank, push up into high plank, and then immediately into downward facing dog. Your second to last down dog of class. Feel how that changed from the first and second down dog you did. Preparing for the left side here. Lift your left leg nice and high. Inhale here for three-legged dog. Exhale, slowly place it between your right and left palms, uncurling your right knee, or setting your right knee down, uncurling your right toes. Inhale up to kneeling crescent lunge. We've been here before, knee over ankle, right hip goes forward, left hip goes back to really activate your lower core. Engaging every part of your body. Your core should be fired up. Your glutes are supporting your lower spine. Shoulders down, pinkies in. Every part of this posture is active. Nice, you guys look great. Same options here. If the knee starts to hurt, put a pillow, put a blanket, curl the mat under. I feel this a lot in my right hip. Nice. And then let's spill forward into half split. Slowly begin to straighten your left leg, flexing the left toes, and spilling over your left hamstring. Same options here, maybe grab for a block with your hands or just staying upright. Your hands don't need to make mat connection. You can always add a little bend in the right knee if that's a little more accessible to you. And maybe you try out a different version. Maybe you took the straight back last time and now you want to melt forward, getting a little more of an intense hamstring stretch. I like to stay nice and tall and proud. Keeps me honest and keeps the hinge from the hips like the critical part of the pose. Keeping the left toes flexed. Every single posture, we need to focus on our toes. We always forget about them, but flexing or pointing them activates the entire leg. If they just go numb, the leg just lies there. So always flex or always point the toes in whatever position you're in. From here, let's inhale back up to crescent lunge, rebend into the left leg, reach up, sweep your arms up, catch the back bend. This is really delicious for your right hip. And then exhale, spill forward, keeping the arms straight in line with each other. Maybe bow the head forward. And then inhale back up, open up to the morning. Maybe look up to the ceiling or the sky, and then exhaling, hinging forward with control. So again, take these rotations on your own pace, on your own time. The goal is to make them as smooth, as connected, and seamless as possible. So even if that means you're moving very slowly or if you want to move very quickly, doesn't matter. I'm taking open enough breaths now because I'm getting a little hot. If you fall out of balance, especially on the way to half splits, that's totally okay. Let's take one more full round. And when you're ready, meet me in kneeling crescent with your arms nice and high and a bent knee. Inhale up to kneeling crescent. When you're ready, drop the left arm down, whether it makes connection with the mat or not, doesn't matter. Reach up with the right arm, get nice and tall, and slowly bend to the left side here. Keeping that elbow back is really essential to get the entire hip to oblique stretch here. Sitting up nice and tall, really reaching. This is the most intensive version of our side bend, so we've been working up into this posture. So I hope it feels a little more accessible to you now. When you're ready, slowly windmill your arm, right arm down, left arm high for simple twist. Moving that left shoulder as back behind you as it can go. Maybe looking behind you. This is a really fun posture. Same options here. Option to come off of your right knee. Great choice, Lilia. If you want an added thigh stretch, begin to kick into that back knee, reaching behind you and grabbing for the back foot with your left hand. Don't forget to stay sinking low if you took the foot grab. Water breaks are encouraged at any point in class. One more breath here. Can you sink a little lower? Giving that thigh a little more love. If you took the hand to foot grip, release it now, so slowly and gently. We're coming back to simple twist. And then plant the left hand down, preparing for lizard's lunge. Toe heel the left toes to the top left corner of the mat here. Same options here. You can come up off of that right knee, especially if it's getting a little, if it's too much pressure on the right knee, you want to add right hip movement. Option to come onto your elbows, option to stay nice and tall and proud on your hands. Splay out the left knee, hug it in. So many variations of this pose. Yeah, you guys look fabulous. I love lizard's pose. It's one of like the most extreme, intense stretching postures there are. I'm gonna come back down on my knee. This pose really helps you get into splits. So take note of how this side might feel a little different than the other side. You might need to do different things to help counterbalance that. We don't need to do the same postures on every single side again because we're naturally unbalanced. And when you're ready, slowly toe heel your left toes to the center of the mat, framing out the left foot. Curl your right toes under, come off of that right knee and rise up to crescent lunge. Big transition here. If you fall out, that's totally okay. I almost did. Same thing goes here. Zip up the lower body by pressing the left hip forward, right hip forward, left hip back. Engaging your core from the bottom to the top. Arms up. Maybe working to straighten that back knee by bringing those right toes behind you, even further behind you. Sinking lower into the left knee. Ooh, this is a hard pose to hold, I acknowledge that. So just focus on these kind of micro movements that get you into the fullest expression of the posture. I like to round my pinkies in. That totally activates your entire triceps on each arm, shoulders down, engaging the core to avoid a complete back bend. From here, open up into warrior two, teeing out your arms, bring your right heel down to the ground. Parallel your left foot with the short edge of your mat, shoulders down, arms up. Breathing deeply. Rebend into that left knee if it began to straighten a little bit. Yes, you can. Trail that left knee further left so it's more in line with the pinky toe than it is the big toe. And then move that left or right hip back behind you. So you're creating this splaying out feeling between your two hips. Whew. Really warming up now, huh? Nice big breaths here. Are your shoulders over your hips? Is your gaze in front of you? This is a power pose. My arms are getting tired. Let's inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Plant to your left elbow on your left thigh. Reach up with your right arm. If you're looking for an added stretch, reach forward with that right arm. We've done a lot of beautiful side bends that should feel pretty accessible. If you want an added ab engager, straightening out your left arm is a great way to do that. In my real workout classes, we reach forward with both arms, which I can only hold for a few seconds before I want to collapse. So let's stay here together for now. Sink a little lower into that front leg. Yes, you can. These are hard poses to hold, even though they look kind of simple, they're not. Open mouth breaths, breathing into it. And then slowly keeping your lower body exactly where it is, rise up to stand, reaching your left arm nice and high this time for reverse warrior. whatever you want to do with your right arm. Some people like to take a kind of half bind and tuck it on their lower back. Some people, like me, I like to rest it on my left thigh. So many gorgeous options here, keeping the left knee bent. We're here for just 2 more breaths, and then we're done with hard stuff for the rest of class. Reach up even higher, bend down even further. And then when you're ready, slowly windmill your arms. Left arm comes down first, then right arm to frame your left foot. Step your left foot back. And from here, let's go immediately into upward facing dog. Bend your elbows ever so slightly, flip the toes, shine the chest forward. This is the most extreme version of these back bends because our thighs and knees are off the ground. Can you sit up even taller? Maybe lift your chin up nice and proud. Slight adjustments like that can make an entire pose feel a little more confident, a little different. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Send it up and back, your last down dog of class. Whew. I think I stayed in the Crescent Warrior 2 extended side angle bit a little too long, but that was hard and fun, so I'm glad we did it together. Nice. Last down dog of class. Take a deep breath here all together. Inhale through your nose, create a flatter spine than before. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Sink a little lower into the pose. Nice. Preparing for pigeon pose. Reach your right arm, right leg nice and high. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right knee to where the right wrist is, using the left hand to move the left ankle a little bit more forward. So you're creating a kind of 45-degree angle with your right leg. Beautiful. And then release down onto your forearms, resting your head on your arms. If that doesn't feel good, create a smaller angle with your right leg. So the more intense, the more obtuse, not an obtuse angle, I don't think we'll ever reach that, but more of a right angle, a 90-degree angle is the more intense version. I'm staying in 45. That's what my body can do today. Sometimes I like to stay nice, tall, and proud here if my hips need a little more love. So many versions of this pose, wherever you are, just begin to relax here. We've made it to the end of class. So sink into your practice, relish in a little bit of the warmth and the lightness you feel. If you were folded down, sleeping your pigeon, rise up to awakened pigeon and switch it out. Plant your palms, step your right leg back, and then bring your left knee to where your left wrist is, using your right hand to help guide your left foot forward, and then resting down. Pigeon is a really, really intense pose. Our hips store a lot of stress, our glutes, sorry. And this can bring up a lot of vulnerable emotions. And so I like to send my breath to where I'm feeling the most intense stretch to help relieve some of it, show my body some love. Breathing deeply here. I wish we could stay in pigeon forever. Pigeon feels wonderful. And whenever you get too comfortable in pigeon, readjust, moving the left foot forward even more. Nice. Just a few more breaths here. Did a bit of glute work earlier, so it feels nice to release it now. And then come up to sit up. Reach your right leg back in front of you. Slowly swing it in front of you, preparing for butterfly pose, bringing the soles of your feet to touch, hugging the knees or the legs in nice and close, using your elbows to splay out your knees, your thighs, create a flat spine, and then hinge forward until the point you feel a nice sensation. And breathe. At this point in class, I invite you to bring a soft gaze or even a shut eye to really help get you in a state of relaxation. We aren't here for long. From here, take a wide leg straddle. So slowly rise to stand if you weren't there already, and bring your legs as wide as possible and slowly forward fold over them. So this is a little different part of our inner thigh that we're practicing. Stretching out. This feels really good. Option to come onto your elbows or option to totally hinge forward. Nice. Bring your arms in front of you, reach forward from all of your fingertips, then slowly crawl your arms to frame out your right leg. So we're in this deep hamstring stretch. I also feel a nice release in my left oblique or left lower back, keeping my body low. Can you sink a little deeper? And then slowly spider crawl the arms back to center and then all the way to the left side, framing out the left hamstring. You should feel this release in your right lower back this time. Again, working on flexing the feet. Or point, I don't think the pointing the toes could work well here. So flex the feet. And then when you're ready, slowly crawl back to center and then sit up nice, tall, and proud. And let's bring the knees back in. Hugging the knees in, slowly release your upper body down to the mat. Nice. Oh, feels good to lie down. Hug both knees in to center, release the right leg nice and long, using the right hand to guide the left knee to the right side wall. Supine twist. Planting the left shoulder on the mat is critical here. It's not about if you can make connection with your knee to the mat, but how much of a beautiful spinal twist you can get. If this feels extra accessible, begin to straighten the right leg, activate the right leg a little bit, and then move the right hip further back behind you for a more intense twist. Nice. Let's swap it out, slowly come back to center, planting the left glute back on the mat. Hug both knees in for a quick reset, extending the left leg long this time, using the left hand to slowly guide the right knee to the left side body, planting the left shoulder, right shoulder down. Same thing goes here. If you want a little more activation, straighten out the left leg a little, and then move that left hip further back behind you. Breathing deeply here. Beginning to power down. If your eyes weren't closed before, close them now. Nothing left to see. And then come back to center, planting the right glute on the ground, hugging both knees in, nice and tight. Use your arms to wrap them around your shins. Bring your forehead to your knee. Take a nice big inhale, your biggest one of class. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And then open mouth, exhale, Shavasana. Extend your legs nice and long. Arms go straight and limp. Maybe shimmy your shoulders underneath your heart to give it a little bit of a cushion. And just enjoy this new feeling of lightness. Bring a sense of gratitude to your practice here. Relish in the past 45 minutes of love and challenge and fun. You are welcome to stay in this place of meditation, of relaxation, of rejuvenation for as long as you like. In fact, you're welcome to come back to it too. But if you would like to seal the class off with me, slowly bend your knees and either rock yourself up to a seat or get there however you would like. Crisscross applesauce, whatever feels more accessible to you today. Keeping your eyes closed, bringing your hands to your knees, sitting up tall, shoulders over hips, and relax. Bring your hands to your heart or to prayer pose at the center of your chest. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows, your seat of intuition. I want to thank you all for coming and turning on your cameras and being in this community with me. Namaste means the light and the love and the teacher in me honors and loves the light, the love, and the teacher in each one of you. Lilia, Mom, Gary, so lovely to have you.